Jewelry brand owners, do you not know what ads to run? In this video, I'm just going to show you 3 different ads from different companies, and I'm going to show you 2 of them that I actually like and 1 of them that I just think it's boring. I've been running Facebook ads for 3 years. I've been a media buyer for 3 years, and I have seen my fair share of losing ads, and I've seen my fair share of winning ads. And I just think that there's a pattern between winning ads and losing ads, and the pattern might surprise you. I'll show you the first ad that I think is a really, really good ad. So basically, this is a collection pack. And what we see is there's a visual hook that is just her just showing you the packages opening. And then it's just this entire collection pack that piece by piece, she shows you not only she showcases the item, but she also shows you how to wear it. And then the full body, how it all looks together. And basically, I think this is a spectacular ad, and it shows because it has a high CTR, a lot of leads. Is one of the most successful ads that is currently running right now. But I also think it's a spectacular ad because it's just not boring. And this is my point of this entire video. I just think that winning ads normally are just not boring. That's it. We all of us, including me, right? I have an enormous amount of brand guidelines of like a checklist. Do this, do this, do this, do this. And it's fine to run successful ads. However, if you would just boil down what a successful ad is and what an unsuccessful ad is, it normally comes down to it's not boring, plus it communicates the value, right? Value just meaning it shows exactly how the jewelry piece would look like to the prospects who is actually seeing it on Facebook. The second ad that I think is a spectacular ad that actually doesn't show the jewelry piece is this ad. So it shows basically a calendar, a screenshot of a calendar that's booked out. So 7 to 8, 8 to 9 coffee, 9 to 10 meeting with MH, right? But then we have this entire red block. It's emphasizing the red block that is reminder, shop 20% off everything at Misoma to treat myself, right? So I think this is a spectacular ad because it's really breaking the pattern. Normally when you see Facebook ads, especially jewelry ads, is that they will do something like this. They will do something like this. And by the way, I love Van Cleef. I think it's a spectacular company, all right? But Van Cleef will run these sort of ads that I just find boring, all right? Now, obviously, if you put an enormous amount of money to this is obviously an ad that will reach an enormous amount of people because it doesn't really call out a problem. It's just the jewelry piece that a lot of people will see, right? You'll have an enormous amount of impressions on this ad, right? However, these sort of ads that are just pretty not boring and they are pattern interrupting, right? I've just seen that these get way more leads, right? Obviously, if you do it well. That's why I have a checklist. Like we have an enormous checklist of everything that has to be in a really, really good ad, right? We have a headline, we have an offer, we have a call out, we have we have this formula, we have that formula, right? But the reality of the situation is that this is a pretty simple concept that we all use. We all check our calendar. We all have a screenshot of the stuff of our calendar. Sometimes we want to take a screenshot and everyone sees this and understands what it is. This is a calendar. Oh, so what's happening in the calendar? And then you just see clearly a enormous red spot there, just a timed off spot that says reminder, shop 20% off everything at Misoma to treat myself. You have the reminder, which is basically the call out like, hey, stop. Is the reminder. Shop 20% off everything, just the offer at Misoma, the jewelry brand, to treat myself. Why am I buying this? Why would I even consider buying something that's 20% off? It's like to treat myself. Great. Do I want to buy myself something nice today? Yeah, great. 20% off. Obviously, this is pretty bottom of funnel, right? This is a bottom of funnel ad. This is a clear offer, but it's a spectacular bottom of funnel ad. We have this ad that I showed you first that just has everything. It has this hook. It's a visual hook, right? It continues. Then you have an unboxing, which shows you all of the items. She's unboxing and now she's going to start she showcases the items. She puts the items on, each item specifically, because it's obviously a collection. She keeps going and she just keeps showing you how it is like to feel all of it, how beautiful all of it would look on you, right? She models a little bit and then she's basically done after that, right? She keeps modeling, done. She puts on her purse, so it's like you can wear this every day with whatever outfit. It will look great. It's for everyday use, right? So I think this is just a spectacular ad because it's pretty simple, but frankly, if you have been running ads for a long time, especially jewelry ads, you know exactly what the format is of this. They are following a format, but it's not a boring format like this. And by the way, I love Van Cleef. I have made an entire automation system copying Van Cleef's creatives. I've done this, right? So I love Van Cleef. I just think that after running so many ads for so many years at this point, 2.5 years, right? At this point, I've just seen that these ads are boring. They get less leads. These ads get more leads. I don't know if this ad gets more leads than this, but this ad 100% of the time, no questions asked, guaranteed, gets more leads than Van Cleef. Now, obviously, I'm sure Van Cleef is spending infinitely more money on this ad than this company on this ad, but in terms of efficiency, if we are talking about which ad gets more leads just as the ad, this one is the winner. Why? It's not boring. And there are a lot of very small jewelry brands that run ads like these, right? And I think, honestly, it's because of ego. So I think they just don't want to look simple and they don't want to look direct. They want to look fancy, sexy, and just above it. And all right, it's understandable. I have an ego too, obviously, right? But if we are running a business and we want to get our jewelry brand unstuck, which means we are able to run Facebook ads with good margins. We put $1 in and we get at least three back, maybe more. Then we are going to have to, I think, let go of this ego that makes us make ads like this and make us think that we are so above everything and, oh, we are actually a luxury, blah, blah. Yes, of course we are luxury. We sell jewelry, right? But we need to make really good ads. And this, I don't think this is a really spectacular ad. I just don't, right? And it's, by the way, from a spectacular company, right? Or two sets of companies. But I just don't think this is a 10 out of 10 ad, all right? I do think this is a 10 out of 10 ad, all right? I think this is a 10 out of 10 creative, and I don't think this is a 10 out of 10 creative, even though it's from a bigger company. So I think sometimes ego obviously gets the best of us, definitely gets the best of me most of the time, but this is a better ad. It doesn't look as fancy, obviously. It looks very organic, local, simple, a person taking their camera and shooting. But by the way, this is not what it looks like. Like, there's an entire production team behind this ad. So simple scales, and you know the rest, right? If you want to be able to make ads that really click and ads that are able to get you profit from levels of awareness in the market that is just you're not advertising to, because if you're advertising to too warm of an audience, you will cap, and if you spend more, you will lose more. So what to do after that is just able to advertise to different type of people with different types of creative. And if you want to learn how to do that in an automated way, click the link in the description of this video, because that's how I scaled several jewelry brands in 2x, 3x their sales.